do another race prep video. Got the McLaren today. Gonna use my Donington setup. But the first thing I'm gonna do is change the gears. We got Conrad straight here, which is a really long straight. Starts with the downhill, so you get a good launch out of Forest Elbow. Oh no, that's not Forest Elbow, is it? Forest Elbow is the next corner up. But anyways, it's a. Actually, I think this is part of it right here. Yeah, that's it. So you see, you come out the top of the screen there. You come out of the corner, come downhill, big long straight. So. See if we'll probably need that tall gear. Other than that, it's time to run some laps. Couple reasons I'm driving the McLaren. Most important is because our teammates just won with it in the 24 Hours of Daytona. So, that's reason number one I'm driving the McLaren. Sorry, adjusting my screens. Don't mind me. One of these days I'm gonna have a proper setup. It's gonna be beautiful. I can never get it perfect, but I can get it close enough to where my brain starts filling in the gaps. Alright. So, second reason I'm driving the car is because this is where, remember that race, the endurance race they had there, and Shane Van Gisbergen was driving the McLaren. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then thirdly is because it's got new gears. So this car, it might start becoming my favorite car. We'll see. I haven't really had a favorite car, but ever since I got my Fanatec wheel, I've enjoyed driving the McLaren the most with the Formula 1 rim. All the other cars I used the Porsche rim, but McLaren I use the Formula rim, and just got a really almost like go-kart like feel to it. Steering. Because it's such a small diameter. The Formula 1 wheel is such a smaller diameter. Well, not such a, but it's a smaller diameter than the Porsche rim, so that means it's a quicker turning. You can turn quicker, basically. Or it happens in a quicker motion. Smaller movement, quicker, yada yada yada. Alright. Oh yeah. So I'm driving the McLaren today. Fortunately, it sucks with bumps. Like big curbs, so we'll see how that plays out here, because top of the mountain can be kind of bumpy sometimes, depending on how hard you're driving, how hard you're hitting the curbs. See, is third gear good here? Yep. Come up into the cutty. Oh, see, there's this thing actually jumped. I've never had a car like it. Literally felt like it hunkered down and then jumped. And come over the top of the mountain. And then this is called something or other, Spectator's Looky Loo. And this is called Brock Skyline. I can only imagine what that looks like in real life. That's gotta be such a trip. Because, I mean, look how high up you are. It's awesome. Wicked awesome. Alright. Come back. I think we just went past Forest Elbow. And then this is, I can't remember. and then down Conrad straight. They used to just go straight. There used to be no kink. It just went all the way straight to that Dunlop tire footbridge you'll see when we come up over the crest. And eventually they put the kink in because the cars were too fast. So you just went straight through that sand, straight through everything. Flying. And now we come over here and rejoin with where their track used to be. So you used to come flying down that straight, and then you had to come to like a 35-mile-an-hour left-hander. Because these are actual public roads, if you don't know. Like if you start looking around, you'll start seeing like mailboxes and driveways right next to the track. Because this is somebody's, there's a house right over there. This is just somebody's street right here. Another house on the left. Another house on the left. Their driveway looks like be right there. Somebody hit a kangaroo there once. Alright, I'm gonna start paying attention to the car now that I'm done being a tour guide. Car's a bit sketchy right now, if I'm being honest. Just feels like it can't. I give it 100%. I mean, it's solid around, driving around 85–90% right now, but well, no, we'll see. I'm just really starting to get warmed up. Or I'm just oh, and I hit a wall. I'm just starting to get warmed up. So we'll do this again here. Start paying attention to my braking points and just double checking gears for corners, so I actually like think about it instead of just being on autopilot. Always helps to actually think about it, so if you're in a situation where you kind of forget, you know exactly what gear you're supposed to be in. So third gear up for here. No idea where to brake yet. Brake at the driveway right now, but we didn't really have much speed because we came out of the pits. Alright, come up here, let's see. I'm gonna get a little bit later apex for that. You definitely don't want an early apex, and then I gotta figure out how to stop making the car jump over that little bump over there, because you want to be on the inside. You want to pretty much be flat as long as you can up through this, and usually you have to lift like right here, let the car come back around, then you can get back on it pretty good, and lift before the crest, get back on it, late apex again, down to third, down to second. Slowly dragging the brake every now and then, just really just being patient through that, not trying to get real hard on the gas and then back on the brake real hard, but just really trying to be smooth as you can. Ooh, that felt good. Man, this car feels good. Oh, duh, it's the first lap. Of course it feels good. Car always feels good the first lap. Alright. Go under hit the kink, flat out. Braking at the 150 board marker that time. Probably bring it a little bit past that next time, but not much. Back up through here, easy peasy, no drama coming around that corner. Sometimes it's drama coming out of that corner, but that's the V8 supercars actually I'm thinking about when it's drama coming out of that corner. Then second gear. Alright. Braking kind of in between the 100 and the 50 board there, but it's a little bit closer to the 100 board. Braking at that driveway again. That worked out nicely. Alright, and then up here, see these two little, there's those two little white, it's when the banners start on the right there. The white font. It's like basically in between those two, repetitions of that company logo or whatever is where I brake on the right. So next time by, just look for the first two logos, and it's in between those where the wall is black and the logos are white. Alright, so again, we'll just barely tap the brake, just barely checking our speed up over that. Coming in here. Again, just really trying to keep our momentum up. So instead of stopping hard and having to get back on the gas, you're just trying to see how fast you can get through those corners, so you can just keep that momentum and really just modulate the brake all the way down instead of the brake and the throttle. I didn't really notice what our gear situation was like. So awesome, car finally has tall gears. The gear situation, I couldn't imagine this with short gears. Alright, let's a little bit past the 150 board that time. That was pretty nice. Yeah, sometimes in the V8 supercars, you're full throttle here and it's all trying to break loose on you and riding up on that curb. It's crazy. Alright, braking after the 100 board. A little bit further past the 100 board next time. And up here is pretty much in between the 100 board and the 50 board. Could have broke a little bit further. Probably do it right in the middle of those two. And up here it's the driveway. I gotta look up and see what times Shane SVG was doing in his. Even though these cars aren't accurate, they don't, I don't know. I don't open that can of worms. So anyways, they don't run the same times. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, so up here, let's see. Are we jumping? We're jumping. It's all right. Kind of handled it a little loose. I'm just trying to see. I was trying to floor it because to be really faster there, you want to be able to mat it at least till you get to that last little top of the crest right-hander. All right, again, this time I'm not braking. Probably don't need to brake through there. Depends on how fast you're going into it. Definitely need to brake there, down to third, a little, just slight drag on the brake, back down a second, dragging the brake, off the brake, dragging off. It's just very, I mean, I'm barely on that brake. If you look at that meter over there, that thing has got to be just, when I was going dragging in that last section, I mean, it's just barely dragging the brake. And that's almost more to help you steer too, just help the car rotate, but just make it so you're not going so fast that the car loses grip and starts pushing. Alright, so braking a little bit past the 150 board. Getting closer to being in between the 150 board and the 100 board. It's probably going to be a little bit further. Probably looking like it's going to be right in the middle of the 150 and the 100 board. A little bit past the 100 board again. Closer to the 50. No, still closer to the 100 side, but we're getting more towards the middle of being in between those two boards.
7.49.
And up here, brake a little bit closer to the 50 this time. There we go. Getting close to that 50 board. Oh, I haven't been showing you guys the tab. How rude. Sorry about that. Oops, and I just realized I had my stream chat window open. Now I'll change that later when I'm not doing laps. Sorry about that. Still a noob. Third gear, beautiful rotation. Really nice rotation through that corner. Alright, so braking actually where the wall separates and there's a little gap in it and there's that Armco barrier. That's where my braking point is right now. And there. Alright, so right here I want to be flat out all the way through this. And then it's okay to lift here, I guess, in these cars. Flat out through there in these cars would probably be asking a bit much. It's a bit crazy alien-esque if you can pull that off. Okay, so I do need to drag the brake a little bit there. I could just sense I had a little bit too much speed. Come back up here. Braking point there is for kind of hard. There is this spot on the right side of the track, on the right wall, where the paint goes from like an orange to a red. And the braking point's kind of a similar. It's right around that area. That's about the only reference I have for braking there, though. Alright. And back on the Conrad straight. I'm gonna try and change my chat window without crashing the car. As soon as I can locate my cursor. Up shift. Oops. No sound. Sound's back. Alright. Aw, the background's still up. I'll get it next time, bye. Excuse me. I see chat background. Got it. Oh. I already messed that lap up anyway, so I might as well finish doing that. Alright. And another lap. So we're a little bit closer to the 50 board this time.
8.52.
Sure, top guys will be breaking out the 50 board, if not a little bit further. Get up here, probably gonna brake just straight around the driveway. It's one of those corners you want a nice, smooth entry into. You don't want to really get too much weight on the front. You just want to be nice and gradual with the braking. Let it just ease into the corner. That was almost a little bit too fast, but that was pretty good. Getting up here, just start my trail braking right now, where that hole in the wall is on the right, but they put a piece of metal there to close the gap of the hole. Alright, can we go full throttle? Trick we can do is upshift early there, help with stability. Let's see if we can go full throttle through here. Are we alien? Ooh, I think that's very doable. I don't know if I got the setup to do it right now, but I do think it's doable. More doable than I thought last time by. Alright, hauling some butt, so we're just barely gonna drag the brake. Come up here, you see it kind of changes color gradients over there on the right. That's what I was talking about. No, I went down a second way too early. And just, you really just want to get an early inside apex for that last little part, because the front of the car lifts off the ground and it doesn't turn anymore. So it's not even like a handling thing. It's just the nature of the track. So when it does that last little dip, you really want to be on the inside, so when the front end lifts, it kind of pushes out, but you'll still be on line and you can make it through the... It takes a while to get the flow a bit down, but once you do, it's fun. Very technical. Not as much closer to the 100 board there. I had plenty of time to brake, I just didn't brake hard enough. That's why I kind of overshot the corner. Just barely touched the grass.
7.46.
Alright, now I'm going to start, now that I got pretty much got all my braking points down, I'm just going to start analyzing the way the car handles. At the same time, analyzing my laps and seeing where I'm missing gaps and my previous best, so I can start to put together a really solid lap. Actually, I'm braking way past that metal board now. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, going through here flat out would gain you some time. Ooh, Burns twitchy. Burned is twitchy. Oh, you know what? I think one of the reasons it might be a little bit more twitchy, because I did take some toe out of it last week at Donington. Or I should say yesterday. So that's when I drove it. So again, kind of just try and aim. You almost want to aim for the wall, just barely, and then you'll miss it once the front tires lift off the ground and lose their ability to steer the car. Yeah, you can brake at the 100 board there.
6.68.
This McLaren's going to be fun this week, guys. McLaren is going to be fun this week. I think this car is just going to dominate the rest of the season, personally. Just my own little gut instinct. See if I'm right or not. So, where am I braking up here? I don't know. It's pretty deep, though. It's pretty much at that apex, if not a little bit before. When I make that first initial apex, it's pretty much where I'm braking there. Yeah, come on, can we go flat? I'm so scared to try and go flat out. I'm just barely lifting. Oof, this is fun. Oh, we're hauling. Oh, we're hauling. Don't hit the wall. Didn't hit the wall. Hauling, but. Oh, we're flying. I feel like Shane Van Gisbergen right now, man. Oh, a little offline. We're alright, though. Don't drive too hard. I want to, though. Oh, that was fast over that little crest. Oh, bad line. I don't care. Getting on the gas. Taps the wall. Don't care. This is a Shane Van Gisbergen lap right here. But he's probably like 3 seconds faster than me. No, don't do that. Ah, oh, dang it. You son of a... Throw away all that hard work. Oh, that was a really fun lap. That was a really fun lap. So yeah, like I was saying at the beginning of the lap, this car is going to be fun.
6.18.
Now I just got to figure out what to do to it. It feels pretty good. There's just a couple spots it's kind of sketchy. Starting to get a little understeery right there in the middle. So yeah, pretty much just before I get to that apex is when I'm braking now. Oh, I don't know if that's possible. You gotta have like the perfect line to get that thing to go through there full throttle. Why'd I go to third? I have no idea. But yeah, this track is so much fun. Like that last lap where you're just flying and car's hooked up. You're just right on the edge, but you're on rails. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Just overdrove this baby. This one just a little bit. I would have just shown a little more composure. Oh well. Plenty of chances to beat that lap.
6.44.
Maybe it does have a little slight understeer on entry, so not sure though. I kind of felt it in that corner and then to that understeer snap over steer thing. I did start noticing it in this corner. The understeer just a little bit. It's almost if I just don't get it slowed down enough though. It's more or less it feels like I'm overdriving the corner. Ooh, got a really good exit off that corner. This should be my best lap. Just really, I mean, the car feels really good, so as far as being a baseline, it's solid. I'm just kind of might start taking a different approach for the second half of the season on my race prep videos and just focus more or less on one car a week or maybe two, and just work on them a little bit more to show a different stage of development when it comes to setups a little bit more. I think I pretty much well covered the basics of getting up to a baseline, pretty much every adjustment change, so start getting into the fine-tuning stuff in the 5-second bracket. Got that going for us. I mean, car feels pretty awesome. Doesn't mean it can't be better though. Awkward. I think I went in too slow. I think I got a little bit of curve that time. It just jumped like a roo. So close to walls so many times on this track. Oh, see, I was kind of pushing it there. Alright, so what can I don't know if I really have any answers of what I should do to this car right now. I do know it takes 1.091 gallons per lap of fuel. Let's go watch my best lap real quick while I try and think of something to do to the car. Look at the tires. In a second, I just want to watch this lap. Watch my speeds. I haven't even looked at my speeds. So I get up to 148 before I just get on the brakes in there. And I'm braking like right there. I'm gonna do a lot of experimenting with high-speed dampers this week with this car. This is a perfect track and car to do it with. So close to that wall. Love it. I was offline all the way down through there. And it caused me to have to lift coming out of that last corner because I just could never record my recover my line. Again, just inches away from the wall. Good looking car. I think I'm gonna go with white wheels though. Tired of the blue wheels. And it doesn't even look like the right color blue. It kinda does, but they look a little too shiny compared to the other blue. Alright, so let's experiment with some damper, shall we? See what we're working with first. So what I'm gonna do, gonna bring up the high speed up to like a 6 and just see if I can notice a difference. Just gonna do a lot of experimenting right now. I mean, because setup wise, it feels great. Like I could put more wing on it. Here, let me do that first. First, let me save this as. The only thing I can really think of I can do off the top of my head is. Increase the wing and see how that makes it feel. Yeah, see, I got no toe in this thing right now. So that's what's helping with the rotation, but at the same time, that's what helps it make it feel kind of squirrely at times. So, do I do the wing or do I do the toe? Let's do the wing first. See what kind of laps I can run with the wing. Then we'll go back and do the toe. Because they both stabilize the rear end. One just hurts me more on the straightaways. They both hurt me on the straightaways, but the wing hurts me more than the rear toe does. One's mechanical grip, the other one's aero grip. But kind of give you same results. But we'll see if which one's a better way to go here. Oh. I don't know if that was bad line, too much speed, combination of both, or what. Oof. Got some air that time. Not too fast. Too fast on entry. A couple more houses on the left. More houses on the left. A house on the right. Looks like a nice place to live. Get bored at 1 o'clock in the morning, you just go around your racetrack. Who knows, I might even do a combination of both if this doesn't create too much oversteer in corners with the more rear wing. And I'll maybe try the other toe as well. See if that just really allows me to push a car a lot harder because it's so much more stable. See what kind of speed we lose here on the straight. Or how much time. It's not exactly the fairest representation because these laps are a little bit, or these tires are a little bit fresher than when I ran that other run. Those were like on a 5-6 lap old tires, or that was like 2 lap old tires. So it was faster, but wasn't the most even of comparisons. But give it some more laps, see how it feels once the good gets off the tires. Nah, too fast. Can never get the car back onto apex. I don't sense any understeer in the high. Oh no, I went to third again. I don't sense any understeer in the high speed stuff, which is where I'd really notice it when adding more rear wing to the car. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, so close to that wall. So close. I could hit my head on it.
.5.
Always been a big fan of the big wings. They just always worked for me better than trying to run low wing. Because I've just always been able to have more confidence to drive harder in the corners, and it's just, I don't know. It's always been quicker for me that way than being quicker on the straights. It's harder to pass that way, but it's easier to drive. A little scrape. Just a little scrape. Nope, a little loose. It's just a little lapse in concentration on my part. Still, I can still feel the effects of that 24 hours of Daytona race. I'm already getting worn out. So I might, that's another reason I'll be probably taking it easy again this week on videos, because I just need to keep myself from getting burnout. Now I'm gonna do 2 more laps, and I'm gonna switch it up to the, I'll put the wing back, and then we'll do toe and see how different those two feel. So you can almost think like we've already done the initial baseline race prep video, because this is a really good baseline. And now we're like on the second stage of tuning, a little bit more fine-tuning type stuff, just doing a little troubleshooting, trial and error, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't kind of stuff. Because nothing about tuning a car is an exact science. Went to second gear there. It didn't seem like the worst thing in the world to do. Pretty neutral on time there until I clipped that curb and it got the car a little unsettled. Oh, went down to first there. Probably shouldn't do that though. Tail did get a little loose on me right there. Felt good through there. Felt good through there. Nice and stable. A little sideways there, but again, I think I was just carrying a little extra speed. Really pushing. Oh, don't hit the wall. Ooh, that was so close. Pretty nice how the car recovered, though. That was able to actually have a decent line out of that corner. Usually it'll just push you all the way to the other side. You have to completely lift, and somebody runs to the back of you, and that's the race. Alright, see, I'm going to do 2 more laps here, because I did just start noticing the rear end getting a little loose, so I want to investigate that further. See if it was my driving style, or see if it was a setup. Too fast. Little loose there, but that's mechanical more than it is aero, I think. It's hard to say though. There's definitely some aero in play. I don't know which one's the dominant factor in that corner. That's why you test though, figure those things out. And it gives you a better idea later on when you're in a different track, a similar type of corner. It's like, alright, same speeds through that corner, same shape to the corner. This is probably going to help out more than that kind of deal. Yeah, pretty good lap going here. Car is still feeling nice and solid. Didn't brake that time, just lifted. Right downshifted a bit early there. Yeah, man, I lost a lot of time at the top of the hill. Lost a lot of time as soon as I said that was a good lap. Alright, so I'll run one more lap. I'll bring it in. Because that felt a little bit better. I didn't notice it get as loose that lap. I was driving a little bit more of in a controlled fashion. Slow her down a little bit more there. Got a little bit too much speed last lap. I forgot to check tire pressures last time. Hopefully I remember this time. That feels really good through there. Didn't feel like it did last lap. 1.107 gallons for every average use every 5 laps. I'm doing this before any of the official servers are gone up, so there's no races, so I don't even know how many laps the race is going to be yet, so I haven't figured out fuel mileage. Too early. Alright, car feels good. I mean, if we're going to go back on that wing right now, but if this toe-in doesn't help, we'll go back to that wing, because that felt good. Alright, so let's do some toe-in. Gonna do Again, I'm trying to think like the equivalent of wing to toe. I'm gonna do a millimeter of towing compared to before. So now the rear tires are pointed in. Before they're a little bit more like that. I mean, they're almost parallel to the track, but now they're like that. Not that much. Pointed in, so now that kind of forces both sides of the car to push in, so it really helps it stabilize the car. The opposite of that, so like this one's to push in, this one's to push in, so it just stabilizes everything. The opposite of that is toe out, because the tires are pointed out, like your toes would be pointing out. And then that causes instability. That causes the car just wants to go that way or that way. You know, it wants to go whatever direction the tires are going. So that's that. Now let's see. So this is going to be more mechanical grip, where the wing was pushing down on the car to create the more stability. Now we're getting more stability this way by the car kind of pushing in on itself. So it's two different things. But kind of, you're basically getting similar holistic changes out of the car as far as what it does handling wise. It creates a more stable rear end for you, less oversteer out of the rear end. And we'll probably notice this change a lot more in the slow speeds. I mean, you're going to notice it everywhere, but you're going to notice it more in the slow speed stuff than you did the wing. Or the wing, obviously you notice just mostly in the high speed stuff. So in that sense, the toe-in covers a little bit more ground because it covers all speeds of the car, where the wing more or less just covers the higher end speeds. So there's that to think about as well. But right now, I got really good tires, so the car's obviously going to feel great. And I'll probably call this video after I do this little test and make my decision, and then make another one for the McLaren and work on some... Or actually, I might just stream the next one and work on rebound, and I'm going to work on the shocks a lot this week. I do need to learn a little bit more about the high-speed stuff. It's one of my weaker areas for tuning a car. I understand the basic concepts, but it's just really figuring out how to optimize them is what I still need to learn and experiment with. And I mean, if you don't like the way the car feels, whatever way I get done with it, just try the other setup change I did and see if you like that better. And the other main difference is, I mean, yeah, this will cut down my top speed compared to if I had less towing, but it's not going to be nearly as bad as having more wing and slow down your speed. So hopefully the toe works for me and I can go with that, because that's going to be the better. If it works, that's the better adjustment. If it doesn't work, obviously it's not the better adjustment. I don't really pay much attention to my lap times because I am starting to get a little tired now, so it's getting hard for me to push as hard as I was earlier. So right now I'm kind of more paying attention to how the car handles.
5.92.
Yeah, that was a bad line. It turned in too soon. And I had created understeer because I had to stop the turn in. So as you can see, we got better straightaway speed, obviously. I just got a little bit of that curb and it unsettled me, but nothing wrong with the setup. Oop, upshifted. That's different. Haven't done that. I wasn't sure if I was in second or third. So I looked at my gear indicator and hit the wall. Getting a little tired. Alright, I gotta do these laps, so I'll figure this out. I've been driving about 50 minutes. My sleep patterns are off because I'm still on vacation, so I don't have any reason to get up at the right time. So I'm still like all messed up sleep pattern wise. Alright, what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna push really hard on this first good lap. After we did a slow out lap. Since I think that's when I got my best lap last time, so at least if I can push hard that lap and be able to figure something out. It'll actually be a fair, very fair way of testing. Too fast. A little bit of push mid-corner. And that is very possible that the set could start experiencing some push, because when you stabilize the rear end, you're obviously stopping the rotation of the car, which stops the nose from turning. So it's very possible you could start picking up some push where you didn't have it before. There's some understeer, which is push. Alright, so let's see what we can do in this next lap here. It's a little bit better, it's still too early. Hit that curb, unsettled the car. But it should start picking speed back up here in the straightaway. Or time back up. I guess not. Not much, really. That's nice. Ah, you silly thing, you. Got that bump. Another thing I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start putting setups in the description below the video, and as well as on the forum still, but that way you guys can just get them off MediaFire real quick. Whew. Alright, let's see what I can do this next lap. I mean, we're really not losing a whole lot of time with that wing, as you can see, at least compared to towing. Might make it easier for, it's definitely going to make it easier for people to pass us there, but that also means they have to be close to us coming onto that straight, and if we can handle better through the top of the mountain, then they shouldn't be too close to us, except for the first couple laps where everybody's bunched up.
6.08.
Still not a best line. The car might have a little bit of understeer with this, so I'm not sure. Could be getting tired and just not hitting my marks correctly. Very possible. Tell you what, man, it hugs around that corner and it jumps over that curve every time. Ooh, that was a good exit. So, it looks like this is going to be my best lap. Since it is, I'm going to run this for as long as I can until I hit something. I want to see how this setup does over the course of a long run now. Because it seems to be quicker, working better for me than the wing. Just a little bit. Because I'm not sacrificing top end, but I'm still able to get through the other stuff with decent stability, but we are only on the second lap with these tires, so that's why I want to do the long run now. And just, yeah, let's just completely throw the entire lap away on the last corner by A, braking too early, B, turning in too soon, C, McLaren hates curbs. It's alright, we know that was a good lap, so let's just run some laps. So we know deep down inside that was a good lap. So there's a little bit of understeer there. Interesting to see how that develops. It's logging laps now, boys. I'm gonna stick with the rear end change if this doesn't get too out of control here after a couple laps. Keep with the toe change and forget about the aero, because you just don't. If you can, you want to do something before you can do wing, because wing hurts you on that long straightaway on this track, which is one of the few spots to pass. So if you can, you want to be as fast as you can on that straightaway, but you don't want to sacrifice too much at the top. So that's why we're trying to find the balance right now. I'm going to kind of go into 24 hours of Daytona mode now and just, drive the car, stop trying to drive it at 100%. Be fast, but be in control. Where when you're going really fast, you're never quite sure if you're in control or not. You never really figure out if you're in control until you get out of the corner. You're like, okay, I'm in control. I got this. Actually gonna start going to a last lap. I just like going to last lap when I start doing long runs. Because eventually you're not getting close to your optimal anymore, so this is a better just judge it from lap to lap. I don't know. This switches it up a bit, I guess. Says I got 12 laps of fuel, so I guess I'm doing 12 laps. So that'd be 12 plus what? I've already done 3. 15 laps, 2 minutes a lap. That's over half an hour, so that should be enough fuel to get us through this race. This is going to be, I would think this would be similar fuel consumption to Daytona just because of the long straights. But then it kind of gets balanced out up here because you're dancing on the throttle so much. I'm kind of on full throttle, but I guess you don't really dance on the throttle. Oh, don't hit the wall. Okay, that wasn't, oh no, it bent the steering. Dang it. Hoping it wasn't too bad, but she bent. Because when you come down here, this is when you're kind of off throttle a lot. Dang it. That I bent the steering. Oh well, I'm gonna wait till another time to do that run, I guess. I guess it just wasn't meant to be. Getting around my hour mark anyways. So, oh, I just passed the hour mark actually. That'd be cool if you could pull into somebody's driveway. This car is going to be fun this week, guys. I think it's going to be competitive. Might even be the best car. I haven't driven in any of the other cars this week, but my gut's telling me it's going to be pretty competitive this week and the rest of this season. So let's hope I'm right. This is a fun car to drive. Other things I am going to work on setup-wise is dampening. Again, I'm going to test a lot with that, but just not this sesh. It's break time. Alright guys, I will see you when I see you. Take care guys.